And he's not supposed to cry or be upset. He's visibly upset, but you haven't noticed. Hello, my name is Kina. I am the THEOXPERIENCE. Welcome back to my channel, which is geared towards everything relationships, dating, and loving yourself always. The title of this video, Temperature Checks. Advice to a wife from a mistress. Before we get into the information, I do want you to like this video. Please smash your subscribe buttons. And then of course, I do want you to comment down below. You guys ready? All right, let's go. So, typically on this channel, I talk to my mistresses and my side chicks. But today I want to talk to my wives about what your husband talks to me about. And I labeled this video temperature checks because I don't think that you do enough of them. A temperature check is something that you do with your husband on a weekly basis at the same time, just to check in with him and see how he's actually doing. A lot of wives may ask their husbands, what are they doing in passing, or how are they doing in passing? Because when you have a marriage, you have kids and life happens, and sometimes you're not able to really get a full story. Before a week or so, he's been mad. You haven't noticed, but he's been distant, or he's been gone, or whatever the case may be. And instead of you actually checking in with him, he's a man, so I guess he can deal with it, but not all men can. So, temperature checks. These should be discussed between both parties. Hey, what day can we sit down and actually have a conversation? If he watches Monday Night Football, then Monday night may not be a good time to have a temperature check conversation. I want it to be a time where he is free, you are free, the kids are not awake, they are asleep, and you get some one-on-one time with your husband. And some of y'all are probably like, well, Kina, I don't ever get time with my husband. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes to check in with your husband and ask him some questions. You haven't noticed that he's been sad because you've been off doing you, dealing with the kids, dealing with your personal life, wondering why he's not checking in with you instead of saying, how was your week? He wants to tell you that this is the third time that they've looked over me for this promotion I've been trying to get. And he doesn't know how to handle it because he's a man and he's not supposed to cry or be upset. He's visibly upset, but you haven't noticed. You haven't stopped to check what he's going through. You haven't asked him what's wrong. He's having a problem connecting with your son that you have from a previous marriage. On top of him trying to connect with his own children that he has with you, his natural children. You keep bringing up in conversation that you wish the bond that he had with his real kids is a bond that he can have with your child you have from a previous marriage. And he doesn't know how to tell you that he doesn't know how to do it. He may withdraw or get physically quiet or sad or upset, but you can't see this because you're very self-involved. When you have temperature check conversations, I want you to ask questions like this. What's really going on? He's vulnerable. He's a man that he has to go out in the world and do manly things. And guess what? He typically has nobody to talk to, except sometimes me. And we have conversations because I ask the right questions. How was your day? Really? How are you doing this week? I know last week we talked about this. But he really wants to talk to you about it. But I'm going to tell you what comes with temperature checks, which are important. But him being able to trust you fully with the information that he's going to be vulnerable with you about, because you have a tendency to gossip with your friends about it, or relay the message that he just told you to your family. And it shouldn't be their business. It should be your business. So he can't trust you with the information that he really wants to share with you. So he comes and shares it with me. So temperature checks are important in your relationship because he wants somebody, the person that he actually chose to marry, to be that person. So you need to ask him, hey, how is your day going? How is your week going? And I want you to understand that you can trust me with the information after you tell me, because it stays right here between me and you. I won't judge you for it later. I won't make you feel bad for it down the road when we're having another argument. I won't bring it back up, because that's what you tend to do. He tells you something in confidence. He tells you something that was hurting him. He tells you something that was bothering him. And you can't wait till your next argument to bring it back up. Oh, well, you didn't say that when you was da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And you wonder why he talks to me about it. Because he can't talk to you about it, because he doesn't trust you with the information. So temperature checks are twofold. You need to schedule a day and a time that works for both of you to check in with each other, because you need to check in with him, and in return, he'll automatically check in with you. And he needs to be able to trust you with the information that he's about to be vulnerable with you with. So, in saying that, temperature checks are important, and I want you to ask some questions that aren't just fluffy questions. Hey, whatever happened to such and such? I know you were telling me you were maybe having some problems at the job, because he wants to give you this life that you desire. He doesn't want to tell you that he's been passed over for the promotion 3 times, because he's still paying for the wedding that you had to have. And you haven't even told him thank you. And God knows when. So, temperature checks in your relationship are important. Make sure that you're doing them often, more often than you're not. Sometimes it may take 2 times a week. 1 time may not be enough. But I want you to be involved in his vulnerabilities. He's scared sometimes too that he's not going to be able to give you the life that you require. So yeah, he has insecurities, vulnerabilities, and things that he wants to talk to you about, but he can't. So that's why he talks to me. Drop your comments below. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear, have you implemented temperature checks in your relationship, because they are vital for the success of your marriage. For you to be checking in with your husband's mental state. He has feelings and emotions just like you. Until next time, you guys take care. I love you. Bye.